Ooh. Ooh. It's happening. Oh, chat. How are you doing today? Daniel's not going to be here for about 15 minutes. So we're probably going to go through a Reddit story real quick. Bezaw. Oh. Oh. Nobody move. Shh. Shh. Oh my god! Alright. Well, did you still want to do it? Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and load this one up. Okay. BF fakes proposal. Gets humiliated in front of family. Oh. Sigh. There you go. Keith. Keith sounds like the type of name of a guy who would do something like that. Wait. Give me 1 second. Oh. Okay. So the Discord audio was muted. Okay. Good thing I caught that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why does it always do that? Bruh.
No.
We can hear our voices.
Yeah, you want to keep hearing it? You want to keep complaining about that? You want to fucking keep complaining about that, you little wench?
Yeah, I'm gonna complain about that. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking complain about that.
Yeah, keep complaining about that, you bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Am I the asshole for grossly humiliating my boyfriend in front of his whole family after he engagement pranked me? My 40 female, now ex-boyfriend, Keith, male 38, and I had problems because of his constant pranks. He's a thing for making his targets look ridiculous. I warned him many times that I'm not a forgiving person, and that he was undermining my trust. He laughed it off, and I kept giving him chances because he has redeeming qualities. He's funny without pranks, acting like a good listener, and generally showed me deference. However, these traits began to fade away, and I don't know why. It kind of shifted. I don't know if showing him love made him think that he could do this. We never had fights, although we had disagreements, and I tended to clam up if I was really hurt. This happened twice. The first time was very out of the blue. We attended a, quote, gala hosted by our city council. I'm using the quotes gala because this isn't a huge city, and galas are looked forward to, but are not the high class / upper class inaccessible type. He liked the way that they treated us. I was the actual guest, and he was my +1. And he asked me if I could help him get an interview, as he wanted to launch a small business, and maybe they would be interested. I made no promises, but got him a meeting that I attended along with him. On our way back, we stopped at a deli and ran into my ex, with whom I'm cordial. I'm cordial. Keith was enraged because I answered my ex's greeting and said that I was too friendly and that it was disrespectful. That lasted for about 10 minutes. We sit at my place to eat our takeout, and he immediately said very inappropriate things about my best friend. I immediately called him out for trying to make me jealous. He laughed at first, but I asked what was funny, so he left and took his food. We talked about it later, but
is he like two?
But a few days later, I realized he never properly apologized. So he can be potentially maybe upset if she was being too friendly with her ex. We don't know. But to get back at her by saying inappropriate things about her best friend, it's like, dog, are you serious? Like, trying to do a weird tit for tat?
That's nothing for just being polite.
Well, okay, so the reason why I say we don't know if she was is because this is from her perspective. We don't know how that interaction with her ex looked. What is it called? If they're cordial, it might be the case that they still not like each other, but like each other, and they just separated for personal differences. So if she still likes this person, but
she doesn't
they
have
just
to
can't
be mean to them, though.
No, she doesn't have to be mean, but that's what I'm saying. This is from her perspective. We don't know how she acted around him. From her perspective, she probably just intended to be cordial with him. What is it called? Like, she doesn't need to be a bitch towards him, but she might have been a little warmer than Keith was happy with. But we don't know. I'm just coming at it from a neutral perspective. I don't know. It could be the case that he's just a very insecure dude. But once again, we're only getting the story from one perspective. But trying to turn around and do a tit for tat, yeah, that's it's not exactly a sign of maturity.
Yeah. No, he sounds like a stronghold for maturity in my eyes.
Second.
Well, for you it would be, but you haven't matured any.
Oh, God.
You better fucking take that back.
Also, these aren't equal tit for tats because the woman's ex isn't still in her life, whereas her best friend is. And if he's trying to get back at her for potentially being overly warm towards her ex, making inappropriate comments and making your girlfriend think that you think that way about her best friend, is going to be a recurring thing that's going to pop up in her mind because she sees her best friend regularly, whereas I would assume she doesn't regularly see her ex. So even as a tit for tat, it's unequal.
Yeah.
Not that a tit for tat is good, but even as one, it's still bad. Let's see. We talked about it later, but a few days later I realized that he never properly apologized. Second, He criticized my outfit and said that I looked ridiculous in it. I should have dumped him right there, but chose to put it in the back of my mind because I already had a lot on my plate, career and family-wise. I also held out hope that we could go back to the way things used to be. Yeah. I was never able to shake off that feeling of being hurt, although we seemed to have reached a very stable phase after that. He started with his pranking ways again. First, I caught him trying to hide the birthday cake that I got from my friend. The fuck? Then, he hit the gas pedal a few times when I was about to get in his car. What the fuck? How is that a prank?
Yeah, what?
Well, okay, it depends on how much he did it. If he just, like, crept forward very slightly, it's like, ha 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 ha, cool dude, asshole. But hitting the gas? Like, that implies that the car went forward pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Last week, we were at his mother's house for his birthday party. Everything felt pretty normal, until everyone got really quiet. It was just weird. I looked at him, and he immediately took a knee. This was the worst feeling. First of all, we had not reached a stage leading to that engagement. Second, I thought it was likely a prank, but didn't know how to react. I don't know if he told everyone that he was about to propose, and if they were quiet in honest anticipation, or if they knew, or maybe some of them knew. Yeah, see, look, the ability to not discern whether or not it's a prank, and whether or not they're gonna have a room full of people laughing at them, is a lot of people's, like, primary fear.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
If he was being honest, I didn't want to say no in front of his family. Yeah, see, blindsiding is kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
You should
Especially if he hadn't talked about marriage before.
You should kind of propose in quiet. And then if the person says yes, then you can do it in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I get wanting to have the candid reaction of whoever's getting proposed to, but sometimes that candid reaction ain't so nice.
Yeah, you're taking a risk.
Yes, sir.
And you're putting that person in a tough position because even if they don't want to marry you, like, they don't want to be a dick either. Most people don't want to be a dick. So they're probably going to say yes and then let you down later on.
But that would be so giga if you were like, no. Just straight up. And you didn't run away. Like, everybody who, like, says no runs away. What if you were just like, no? And you just stayed there. Like a wolf encountering a dog in the forest.
Yeah.
You stood there awkwardly.
That would be giga.
just like Sunny. Just no.
No.
No. Okay. If he was being honest, I didn't want to say no in front of his family. So I probably would have had to say yes, and then say no in private. If it was a prank, then he would have humiliated me in front of over 20 people. So what I did was ask what he was doing, and he said that I was seeing him and that I knew. I said no, I didn't know. So he insisted. I said, all right. And he asked to see, okay, I said all right, and asked to see what was in the box, and will react accordingly. The fact that he looked off, maybe realizing that he fucked up, maybe wanting to double down, but I'll never know, was a huge red flag. He opened the box, and he had a he had a beer can tab in it. I told him off right there. Wait, sorry. I need to get closer a little bit. Oh. Okay. He opened the box, and he had a beer can tab in it. I told him off right there. I said that he took a knee, to give out junk, just like he tried to suck up to people to try and get them to sign up for his tacky, insignificant LLC. So that he could put his trash services that he hardly knows how to do. So that he could push his trash services that he hardly knows how to do. I also mentioned how he lost his jobs twice and said I fully understand why he couldn't afford a real ring. I asked him if he honestly saw me marrying a man-child.
Oh.
There.
Oh, dog. She really said, no car, no house, no job, and now no bitches.
True.
Wow.
Yep. Wow.
Hell hath no fury like a woman pranked.
Yeah.
What an idiot. A beer can tab, really?
I know. Well,
Like,
it doesn't
dog.
sound like she gave him hell for any other prank because she said that she clammed up. So this probably came out of nowhere, but it was just building because of that.
Yeah. She could have probably communicated a little bit better. But you don't fuck around with proposals like that, dog. I never thought proposal pranks were funny.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're just like demeaning. Like, oh, you think I want to marry you? Like, that's inherently what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's the butt of the joke is that you would ever want to spend your life with them.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I understand that some people aren't intelligent, so they won't view it that way. They'll view it as like, oh, haha. Oh, what is it called? Oh, wait. The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended. What? The fuck? But what is it called? The way they view it is like any kind of other bigger prank. They're like, oh, hee, look, I'm going to be doing this, but I'm not actually going to be doing it. Hee. But if you take a second to think about it a little bit deeper, what you're essentially joking about is the fact that what you're joking about is that you would or wouldn't marry that person.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? How is that funny?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't bring it up until you're ready to actually bring it up.
I know. Or just break up with them.
Yeah.
If you never see yourself getting married, you're
or like maybe if you wanted to do a proposal prank, you like do a proposal prank and then immediately afterwards actually propose.
Yeah.
But even then, that's kind of iffy.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of a big risk.
Then how could they trust you like after the first time?
No, that's what I meant. Like immediately afterwards, like actually be like, no, I'm just fucking with you, and then you have an actual ring.
Yeah.
But you got to be quick with it, otherwise you might have this end up happening. No bitches, no job, no car, no house, lost job, lost career, immature, man-child, plus no bitches again.
Yeah.
His family were offended. Some of them looked uncomfortable, but some of them acted like I went overboard. He tried to apologize, but I informed him to stick it up his ass and that we were done. Needless to say, it was a shit show. What?
It's by done.
It's by done. It's Jover. It's never been more Jover.
Yeah, never been more Jover.
It's never been more Jover. Needless to say, it was a shit show. I had no exit plan because I didn't know I didn't know that I would have to walk out, and I didn't have my car. So I had to walk to it with his cousins following me and to convince me that he didn't mean to hurt me and that it was dangerous to walk home alone. I had to walk about 30 minutes until I found an available Uber. I made a Facebook post explaining why I did what I did and that I couldn't see my future self with a scumbag. His brother's girlfriend and I have a good relationship, but I find her to be very honest and reasonable. She reached out to check how I was doing and to let me know that neither her nor her boyfriend had anything to do with it and that I was right to be mad. But she also said that while she has never gotten along with Keith, this is true, ousting him as a workforce failure in front of his family was too much, and that his family were thrown off. I asked what she thought I should do too. Or I asked what she thought I should do. Since I'm not going to do anything to make him feel better, and that's that. And that if he ever tries to contact me, I will make sure things get even more painful, if that's even how he feels. To be honest, I'm embarrassed. I stood up for myself, but I guess I went overboard, and maybe I should have just turned around and walked away. Was I extra for this? Yeah, she kind of went, it's not that she went overboard, it's that she didn't give enough warning that she was about to explode. At least from the context that she gives us in this post.
Yeah.
It says that she had conversations with him that she didn't appreciate the prank.
Okay. Thing. Let's see. She said that she warned him many times that she's not a forgiving person and that he was undermining her trust. That I don't know how to take that statement. What is many times to somebody? Also, was it specifically in the context of his pranks? Or did she just say that in general and he was a dumbass and didn't connect it to his pranks? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see. I'm not saying that she wasn't justified. It's just he did something
she did hit
that was unhinged. No, he did something that was unhinged, and she replied with something that was unhinged. So
yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, he hit below the belt, so she hit below the belt.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like she's like not the asshole, but personally, that's how I wouldn't have handled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have just probably left and said, no, we're done.
Yeah. But in the moment.
But it is satisfying knowing that he did feel hurt for his prank, you know?
Yeah. You know, and also, like, he's 38.
Oh my god, I didn't hear that. He's 38?
Yeah.
He's an old fart. He's getting his, like, AARP or something.
In my opinion.
Like his 401k in order.
Yeah.
True.
They're both immature for their age. He's more immature. Way more, I would say. But it feels like both of them kind of have a little bit.
Well, yeah, you are the company you keep, though. Like, if she'd been around him for however long, like, it's gonna rub off on.
It sounds like a different kind of immaturity, though. Immaturity tends to rub off, but generally in similar ways. It doesn't generally rub off in what is it called? In the same way. Not generally. But also saying, oh, well, the reason why I'm immature is because I surround myself with immature people is kind of an immature thing to say. You know?
Well, no, like, she didn't say that. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying what you're saying is kind of an immature mindset.
No, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, they're going to rub off on
you. Yeah, but that goes both ways. I'm not saying that, like, they're both immature in their own ways. He's more immature than she is, but trying to, like, wash your hands of any immaturity problems because you say, well, I was just with my boyfriend and he was immature, that's why I'm immature.
Well,
It's kind
she
of an
didn't
immature
say
thing
that.
to say. Well, no, I know she didn't say that. I'm saying you saying that is kind of an immature mindset.
Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't be around somebody who's this immature because I know that they could rub off on.
Well, yeah, I know, but you're still the one suggesting that the reason why she might be mentally immature a little bit is because she was around her boyfriend.
I don't think that's immature. I think that's just reality.
But what's the purpose of your statement?
What do you mean?
The purpose of your statement is ultimately trying to say, well, it's not really her fault because she surrounds herself with immature people.
No, I'm saying like if someone's being like a certain way towards you for a while, like you're more likely or there's a better chance that you're gonna start acting that way as well. Like
Isn't that literally what I just said?
well yeah, but I don't understand how that's immature. Why are you just like firing?
Because what's the
like,
point of bringing it up unless you're trying to...
Well, why did you even bring up the immaturity thing?
What do you mean? It's a part of the story. They're both immature. Just he's way more immature than she is.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
No,
I'm
and then you're
my
trying to wash
perspective
you're trying to wash any potential guilt of immaturity away from her by saying that, well, it's just a natural consequence of her being around her boyfriend and her boyfriend is immature. I don't think your maturity should, like, if
Well, what way? In what way is she immature?
So emotional outburst, although justified, it does seem like she burned quite a few bridges, potentially even with a lot of what is it called, people that she had like potentially friendship with, um over what seemed like... Now, I'm not saying she wasn't justified. She was justified in being this upset, but it sounds like she's continuing to be like, I don't know, it sounded like... Let me formulate my opinion a little bit. So it seemed like she was gathering ammunition against him for use in case he ever pranked her sufficiently well enough. Or like, when I say well enough, I don't mean like, oh, good one. I mean like strongly enough or more embarrassingly enough to use as a weapon against his pranking. Which,
I don't think
if
there's enough evidence for that. He didn't imply it or anything, so I don't think there's any evidence of that.
Well, the evidence is that, well, okay, she didn't imply that she was collecting it, but she did provide evidence that... What is it called?
She probably said it in the heat of the moment, and then during the Reddit post, she's adding context to why she said what she said. But I don't think it was her just collecting evidence for it.
That's true, but this is quite a bit to like release in the heat of the moment, unless you were pre-planning, not pre-planning, but already prepared to mention all of this stuff. Like, it seemed like, okay, if she was mentally in a place to remember all of this stuff, like, okay, so I don't know how other people act in the heat of the moment.
She could just be
But
quick-witted.
she could, but then why wouldn't she also necessarily be able to like control herself? To, like, have a more measured response, I guess.
Well,
Also, she said, if he ever tries to contact me, I will make sure things get even more painful. Meaning that, like, it sounds like she's worried about him contacting her at all. Either A, that points towards deeper context that we're not aware of in this post, or it kind of seems like it points towards her being hurt and not at all even open to him like apologizing at all.
People say things when they're hurt. Like, that's just how humans work.
No, well, yeah, no. What I'm saying is she's not even open to him approaching her for an apology, like to apologize to her.
Well, even it's not going to be genuine. You know it's not going to be genuine.
Yeah, but threatening him to stay away, like it seems like.
No, I mean, I'd probably threaten him to stay away.
I know you probably would. Like, it seems like quite a bit of an overreaction.
No, it's just to make sure that he takes it seriously, because he doesn't seem like the type to take things seriously until it blows up in his face.
It would be hard to tell unless you went into further detail about what other pranks that he did that were more than just, what is it called? Wait, where was it? Trying to hide a birthday cake that I got from my friend. Like, that's immature. It's like, alright, really, dude? Okay, like, grow up. But it's not necessarily like a... Like, necessarily... I wouldn't classify that as, like, a huge breach of trust. And then letting off the brakes when somebody's about to get, like, in your car. Like, these are, like, stupid, immature, like, little dumbass things. Nothing really points towards something larger.
I think in the beginning, she said that, I think in the very beginning, she said that he likes doing pranks that make people look ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like hiding the birthday cake. I don't know how that would make somebody look ridiculous. I feel like that would just make him look like an asshole.
Yeah. That's why I think there's probably more stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It seems like there's more stuff, but we don't really have, based off of only what she's given us, seems like a bit of an overreaction. However, there's probably more to the story that we don't know of. Maybe she wants to keep it private, which is understandable. But if these littler incidents were actually building towards a larger reaction to something, and she tends to clam up, I don't know. So,
like, it's not immature to clam up. I don't know
kind of is
what you're trying to say. No, like, that's just like...
Well, it shows a lack of communication.
Confidence. No, it's a lack of confidence in the moment. It sounds like afterwards she communicated.
Okay, but if you clam up and it's a lack of confidence. That shows it might not necessarily be immaturity, but it shows that you have some growing to do. Right?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're like childish.
I don't think immaturity means childishness. I think immaturity implies that you have growing to do.
No, immaturity does imply childish. Like the way he's doing his pranks and stuff, that's classified as immature or childish.
Okay, let's see. So there's two definitions.
Yeah, it's his behavior for someone younger.
Well, yeah, the behavior for someone younger, but it also the state of not being fully grown or developed. So, immaturity definitely applies to children. However, I think it also could apply to adults that have some growing to do. And I would classify non-communication as a form of like immaturity. It doesn't imply like juvenility, but
it means like she did communicate afterwards.
Well, in a very she doesn't give us the context of it though. It's very, very vague.
Yeah, it's like at least they talked about it. And if they talked about
it sounded like they only talked about this one incident. When he made inappropriate comments about her best friend. I think this is the only time that she said that they talked about it.
I'm pretty sure that she said that I'm pretty sure she said she did. I don't know what you're trying to say though.
What is it called? What I'm trying to say is that it's like 85% his fault, but I think she could have been a little bit more measured in her reaction, and it seems like she's willing to go like super nuclear, even if he has the potential to like maybe feel remorse for his actions.
You'd have to be in her position where like he's been pranking you for God knows how long. I don't remember how long the relationship's gone on.
That's
but, like,
true, but at that point we're just assuming. I'm going based off of what we're given in this post.
No, she said like that's the whole thing. The whole point of the thing is like she's been pranked her whole relationship.
Well, yeah, but we don't know what. Like, we don't know.
If someone's like beating up on you for like quite a while, you're gonna blow up. That's just like human nature.
Well, yeah, but
like anything. I don't really know what you're expecting of her.
It just seems like especially this like threatening tone, and if he ever tries to contact me, I will make sure things get even more painful. It point towards like the feeling that I'm getting from it is that she doesn't exactly know how to handle like hurt well. That might be a result of like her childhood or something like that. A lot of people don't really know how to handle that well. I'm just at the end of a post. I like to give a prescription for both sides. In this case, it's like it's very clear to me that the man has a lot going wrong with him. So like it's like in the case of somebody like two sides in a war or something like that. One side is like committing way more atrocities than the other. It's like, okay, it's clear to me that one side is like very clearly in the wrong. But it doesn't necessarily mean that one side is incapable of being criticized. And I like to levy a criticism against both sides, if there can be. And in this instance, it feels like 85 to 90% of it rests with the man. And I'm only giving like 10% of it to the woman. And it sounds like you're fighting me on the on just the 10%.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're doing. And that's fine. But I just don't think it's like, in this case, it's very productive, but you can do it if you want. Especially when he's like so clearly in the wrong, like.
Yeah,
I just don't think
I assume
we can judge anyone for being in this situation when we haven't been. So like,
no, but it's like
just,
from well, okay, then why are we going through any of these posts at all ever? We haven't.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying like for the little reaction that she did, like it was like I'm just saying that I don't judge her for acting that way, you know.
No, I don't judge her either. It's just I'm saying it's something that she could improve upon.
Well, you kind of did.
Not really. I'm mainly saying that it's something that she can improve upon. And then I only really started going into it once you started defending her.
It's just like you're trying to find something wrong with her, when some instances you don't necessarily need to do that. But I mean, you can. It's just I don't find it productive, really.
Yeah, I would consider it. I would consider most reasonable people to come away with this and think the guy is like 90% of the way, like most of the criticism, if not like, you know, like a huge majority of it can be levied against him. Like, it's clear that he has a lot of growing up to do. It's just I'm saying, I don't want to just read these posts and be like, oh man, what a dick, and then move on. Like, who the fuck cares? You know?
Yeah.
It's like I want to be able to actually get into the meat of it, of like, okay, so what this guy did, I feel like it's pretty obviously wrong. What the girl did isn't necessarily as obviously like bad, but I personally feel like she's not handling the hurt like in a way that's healthy.
No, but that's why you got to get out of toxic relationships, because you just like start becoming a toxic person.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I'm toxic is that it poisons you, right?
Yeah.
That's just what my point was, is that it's just like something like that can just poison you over time. And like,
yeah, but I don't necessarily think that it sounds like you're trying to excuse it, when I'm not trying to levy criticism necessarily against her specifically. I'm saying, like, as in advice for like, it's not good.
Well, no, you did criticize her. You said she was being immature, so that's like, that's not necessarily giving advice for the future. You're just like criticizing. So I was just saying,
no, because
if you said, okay, well, in the future, like, to avoid maybe a situation like this, do this, but like you were just calling her names, and I didn't really like.
I wasn't calling her names. She is
you were saying,
handling it in an immature way.
You said she was kind of immature.
How is that calling names?
So that's why. I mean, immature is a name.
Not really. I mean, identifying somebody by their actions isn't exactly calling them a name. If I had said, "Oh yeah, like she was like being dumb or something," that might have been like a name calling. But I legitimately think she handling it a little bit in an immature way. I don't necessarily think that I can fault her for that, but she is being like immature in a way. The guy, however, is a complete retard. Um, Needless to say, he's like borderline childish at the age of 38. He's got a lot more to work on than she does, but I don't think that should preclude me from saying that she did it. Like, this sentence kind of gives off a little bit of like she's not exactly handling things in a mature way. Now, nobody's perfect. I don't expect her to be perfect. I'm just saying, like, in a situation involving two people, I don't necessarily think that it's like worthwhile to just be like, oh man, this person was an asshole, and then just move on. I like to look at, okay, so here's like the obvious assholery or like problem that somebody did, and then here's like the less obvious, more nuanced take as well. So if you felt like I was being supportive of the guy at all, no, that's not what I was doing. At least that wasn't my intention if it came off like that. This guy has a lot more work to do than anything that she might potentially have a problem with. You know, if I can levy a criticism against her, it might be like, might not communicate enough, although it sounds like she might have, but it's kind of hard to tell from the sentence. From this sentence, it sounds like she might not handle hurt in a mature way, but those are like minor things. For him, it sounds like he's like mentally stuck being a 19-year-old college frat boy, and he never really faced too many hardships in his life that would cause him to mature. So hopefully this will be some kind of a wake-up call, but for somebody who has an immature mindset like this, it probably won't be, which means he'll probably end up doing this to somebody else and wasting their time. So I don't want anybody to come away with me like thinking that I'm defending this guy. No, I'm just giving a prescription for each of them. His prescription is like 90% of the way of like, wow, he's got a lot of shit to work on. She might have a little bit to work on, but I mean, at the same time, I'm way more in her court than his. Wait, am I like muted?
No, yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we.
Okay.
No, it's just like that's a better take. It's just like in the beginning, or like when you were first doing it, you were I don't know, you were saying it kind of a douchey way.
Maybe I
Like,
could have
I'm
worded it
just
more
saying, like,
carefully, but I thought
yeah,
that
and you're just like,
I was being pretty fair.
yeah, it's like, yeah, sometimes you just like fire out of nowhere, and it's like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. It's like, okay,
you just called me in, you called her immature, you called me immature, and then you like just
well,
like
no, it's
fired out
because
of nowhere.
okay.
Like,
So from my perspective, it sounded like you were defending the fact that she was immature, and I don't think that should ever be done, even if it's way more understandable from her perspective why she would be.
yeah, but you don't need to like levy like a an insult my way by doing it. Like,
Well,
you started off saying I was immature.
I didn't start off by saying that. I said it sounds like what you're saying is immature.
You didn't say it that way.
I said what you're saying is immature. I mean, we could go back in the VOD, but it would take like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, just be more, like, mindful of what you're, like, saying.
Well, I thought I was pretty mindful. I think you just take things in the worst way possible. But who knows?
There you go again.
How? Okay. If I think that defending somebody's immaturity is itself immature, how am I being an asshole by saying what you're saying is immature? I think that's a pretty measured way of responding.
No, you just I don't really agree with that because this is this and this. Instead, you like levied an insult just out of nowhere, and like even now you're just like that's because you always take things with the worst way possible. It's like, well,
generally
dude,
speaking, I feel like that's generally how you operate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have massive problems with myself too. So it's not like a massive criticism.
Yeah, but you're just like throwing insults left and right. It's like,
how is it an insult?
Calm down there, bud.
Okay.
Calm down there.
Okay. I don't immediately take criticism and throw it into the category of insult. You've criticized me quite.
Not me either.
You've criticized me quite a bit this conversation. I haven't necessarily taken it as an insult.
I haven't called you any names though.
Well, you kind of have. You've kind of implied quite a bit.
I just said like just be more mindful of what you're saying. Whereas like you're saying like no, you take everything in the worst way possible. Like you see the difference there? Like it
kind of, but the implication is the same. You're saying you're not careful with what you're saying, and I'm saying.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying is like be more mindful of what like when you have criticism.
Okay.
Just like be
would
more
you prefer if I had
it.
said? Okay. So you said be more careful with what you say.
Should be more mindful.
Same thing.
No.
I would consider that the same thing.
Yeah, I would consider that the same thing.
What is it called?
Like
would you have preferred? What?
It's just being more intentional.
What? What do you mean?
With your words.
Well, yeah, that's what careful is.
No, careful is just like, oh, like don't mess up. But like I'm just saying that it's just like don't
I don't feel like there's a meaningful difference between be careful with your words and be more mindful.
Whatever, fine.
At least that's the way that I took it. If you meant it a different way, you can explain it if you want. I mean, you're in the process of it.
Yeah, I was just saying like careful implies like don't say it at all. Being more mindful is more like you're just like taking all the aspects in the mind. Like it's more like encompassing, I guess. It's like more intentional.
Okay. That's not the way that I took it, but okay. what is it called? Um,
It's just the way you were phrasing things is like unnecessarily bombastic.
I don't see. I don't think I was being unnecessarily bombastic. She is slightly immature. I don't think that's bombastic to say.
Yeah.
Maybe we just have a different
I don't
emphasis on the word immature, and that might be where it
yeah,
comes
it's just
from.
like, oh, she's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it sounds like you're calling her names by saying stuff like that, but yeah, you can. It's just like the criticism is pointing out like the specific things, like, hey, you could say, oh, she needs to communicate better, and that would be a lot better. But instead, you're just levying like, oh, she's immature. It's just like, okay, that's like
I feel like
that's what I mean by
saying
being extra bombastic.
I feel like, okay, so from my perspective, when you say things like, "Oh, this person could do that better," this person, they're not very good at this. Uh, it essentially, to me, it feels pretty similar to just like summing it all up as slight immaturity.
No, there's like a big difference there. But I mean, you can still do it. It's just that I'm saying like it's just. I mean, if you want to be bombastic, you can go ahead and do that. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on stream, so
it's like
so.
I could. What is it called? I guess the way that I view it, to like, so this is an extreme example, and it's like highlight to contrast. So the purpose isn't to compare to the purpose isn't to compare the severity of the examples. It's just to highlight an example that I know of well to make the contrast known or more clear. So like, let's say it's like World War II, like American versus Nazi forces. The Nazis were committing the Holocaust and executing a lot of people and starving them out. The American forces were pretty much handling themselves mostly like 90% of the way well. Like, you know, they weren't doing too many bad things. But there was the occasional, like, rape of a few, like, women here and there. There were a couple of war crimes where, like, they executed an entire, like, squad or whatnot. I think you should, this is just my personal view, you should be able to criticize the U.S. forces without it sounding like you're defending the Nazis for what they did.
No, yeah.
And
okay.
I'm not saying that you're not. Well, yeah, I know. That's why I brought up. That's an extreme example, right? Most people, 90% of people, would agree that, well, yeah, clearly you can criticize the Allied forces without it sounding like a defense of Nazism. So I'm not saying that you're. I'm not saying that you're not like that. I'm saying what I'm saying is, in the same sense,
it's like
I think it's very clear what this guy did is very bad.
Yeah.
And
so using
has, like,
this, so using your same like example though, I think it's closer, or it's like a better like frame if you framed it as like, now again, this is extreme, mind you. I'm not saying that this is comparable, but like it's like the Nazis' propaganda against Jews, and you're like, oh yeah, like obviously the Nazis like holocausted and genocided all of these Jews, like millions of them. So that's bad. But also the Jews were being really greedy in their like banking system and stuff. They were being greedy. It's like, okay, well, what are you saying? It just like, I know it's an extreme example, but it's kind of like that, where it's like
I can
It's
see
like
what you're saying, but I know what you're saying. However, in your example, the implication is that the Nazis is that this person that you're hypothetically like saying is saying, oh well, like hypothetically the Jews were actually being kind of like, you know, whatever the Nazi propaganda was. And so the implication of the person in your example is that you're slightly justifying the use of what the Nazis did to the Jews.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could take that.
No, it's
Me
like
defending the guy.
I said it's closer to it. It's
Well,
like
that's why I brought
you're
up the
taking
specific
victim.
example.
Yeah, that's why it's like you're taking the victim. Like it's not that big of a deal. This like whole thing. It's just like it's just if you are gonna criticize the victim, I'm just saying like be a little more mindful about it. Like unless you're doing like a bit, then just go all out. But make sure that you like make it obvious it's a bit. You know?
In a like very severe example, I would take more care to be like what is it called? I would take a lot more care to be like what is it called? Like let's say hypothetically there's a woman who gets raped in an alleyway at night. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, the guy raped her. Clearly, that's like the bad thing. He needs to go to prison. But she was so careless going down that alleyway. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna be a lot more careful and be like, okay,
take that out of context.
So
get this guy canceled. Get this guy out of here.
So
clip it and get this guy out of here.
When the severity of the situation calls for it, I can understand being a lot more careful in my wording. Being like, hey, so in the case, also, I would never say this to a victim themselves. Okay, this is just towards the general populace to give them advice on how to avoid potentially being in the same situation that the woman was in this hypothetical. And I would be like, okay, so chat, this is a like awful thing that has happened. This man needs to go away forever. There's no excuse for that action. No amount of hatred or what is called childhood trauma or whatever the fuck would justify doing that to somebody else. It literally doesn't matter. I don't care what the fuck happens to him. I don't care what happened to him. I don't care why he's the way he is. I don't care what happens to him. He should go to Indonesia and get flogged until his ass falls off. But in the case of trying to avoid becoming like this, there's very clearly there is a lot more, all of the responsibility, I would say, is on the perpetrator for perpetrating it. However, we don't have an ability to control the perpetrator's actions. We only have an ability to control our own actions. And if, in order to avoid getting yourself into a situation where a perpetrator might have an advantage, I would recommend being a lot more careful in dimly lit places at night, especially if you're alone. Or even, I'm pretty sure the majority of sexual assaults happen to people that you're actually familiar with. So actually be aware of that as well. While I wish we could control the action of perpetrators, we don't really have that ability to, unless we want to like turn into a complete police state with like every other person being a like FBI informant.
Yeah.
So the only way that we can control whether or not something happens to an extent is to ourselves take actions that are preventative of allowing somebody else to get an advantage over us and put us in a vulnerable position. So in that situation, I would take the severity quite seriously. But in this situation, it's just emotions were hurt. The guy is a dumbass. He wasted probably, I would assume, 4+ years of both of their lives. He is literally acting like half his age. He's got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
What is it called? But ultimately, the cost is wasted time and hurt emotions. That's not necessarily saying that that's trivial, especially because we don't know how long their relationship lasted. But I don't feel like the stakes are that high to be like, yeah, no, he's retarded, a child.
Yeah. No, so like, I know that, like, so, like, with the, like, victims of, like, SA that you were saying before, like, giving them steps to, like, prevent, perhaps, further SA, or just for anyone, that's, like, productive, right? In this instance, like, if you're, like, saying, like, I just don't think it's very productive to just point out a little like thing. Like if anybody was in this situation, like just imagining just anyone in the situation, like you can't really blame them for I wouldn't really blame anyone in the situation.
No.
Flashing at. So I don't know. It's just you were being like unnecessarily annoying about it without being like funny. So
okay. I disagree that it's unproductive because I feel like most people, even stupid people, would be able to see what the guy did and what was wrong that the guy did. However, I feel like it's a lot more nuanced and under the surface what she might have.
I just don't know how anyone would avoid what she did, because I mean, honestly, personally, I would have just walked away, mostly because I wouldn't have been able to bring myself to say all that. But that's also, because of me being a pussy. That's not me being like that's not me being righteous.
I'm not even saying that she shouldn't have gone nuclear on him, because he kind of went nuclear on her. What I'm saying is that she might have been able to, I don't know. I don't even think that she necessarily would have been able to, but it might have been an option potentially if she communicated the seriousness. So she says she warned him many times that she's not a forgiving person. We don't know what that looks like. She might have sufficiently warned him, and this criticism might not be criticism at all, because I might just be wrong. But it sounds like if somebody can sufficiently communicate exactly how disturbed they are by somebody's pranks, they might be able to avoid a situation like this beforehand and like getting ahead of it with like couples counseling.
Yeah. And if you just said that would have been, I completely agree with that.
No, I get what you mean. What is it called? I know it sounds like like I'm saying something like bombastic and then walking it way the fuck back by trying to be reasonable after I get pushed back. No, I legitimately think that this is a form of immaturity, and that it would be better if somebody in this person's shoes worked on that level of immaturity for themselves. However, I feel like the reason why I talked more about that is because it's the less obvious of the two. I feel like even a caveman would be able to tell what the guy did was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, after this, I want you to go back and listen to, like, this, because I know we're on stream, but you do, like, start off quite bombastic, and then you don't realize it, I think. And then,
That's probably something that I do.
I want you to go back and listen. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe you weren't, but I just want you to go back and listen to how you are sometimes. Like, you just, like, start off kind of cold and bombastic, and then you slowly get more reasonable, but, like, the tone you set is like, you're such a dick.
See, I can see why you would think that, like, from prior encounters or conversations with me. However, I legitimately don't think that I was doing that in this conversation. Maybe I'm wrong. Naniel, can you weigh in?
Well, he's gonna take your side, of course.
Well, okay.
He never not takes your side.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. We get into fights.
Yeah, over, like, game stuff, but he, like, aligns with you pretty much, like, opinion and whatever.
Yeah, but at the same time, he might also be able to see my actions and know whether or not I was, like, being a dick, even if he doesn't agree with it.
Yeah, I wasn't putting too much attention into the tone, but from what I remember, it wasn't, like, hyper bombastic.
No, it wasn't hyper bombastic. Well, it's just like,
it wasn't. Let's see. To me, I didn't really get any bombastic, but that's probably because I wasn't, like, really too. Not really, not involved. I still was involved in the story, but I wasn't, like.
So what you're saying is you were playing Subway Surfers on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But what
Okay.
I'm saying is, I wasn't really. I guess, like. Let's see. Lisa could have taken it as bombastic, but I didn't really take it as bombastic.
Yeah. I feel like what happened.
I figured you were going to say that.
I feel like what happened is I was levying more I was saying heavier criticism against the guy, but I was saying in a higher volume of criticism why the girl was worthy of some amount of criticism. And I feel like that was taken to mean that the woman was worthy of more criticism than the guy, or at least like I was uniquely focusing on her. And I feel like that led to a perception that I was only ragging on her, while kind of like downplaying what the guy did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, you were just like, yeah, because you're just like, oh yeah, like what he did was bad. She was being immature. And she was being this. And she's being that. And then I'm like, and I say something, and you're like, you're being immature. And you're being
Okay.
It's like,
okay, so
dude. Just calm down a little bit.
Okay, in the future, I I guess I could take a longer amount of time levying criticism against the obviously, like, the party that's obviously in the wrong. Because I can see logically how it would lead to a perception of me, like, downplaying one like the obviously wrong party's actions and upplaying the lesser obvious party's actions by saying something like offhand but bombastic, like, oh yeah, the guy, he's retarded, he's like a child, but only saying that for like 2 seconds and then going off further on for a longer amount of time on why what she did is potentially wrong in a very, like, more minor way. I can see how that would contribute to, like, sounding like, oh yeah, what that guy did is wrong, yeah, whatever. But no, this woman, what she actually did is actually, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I can see why that would contribute to, like, a perception of me kind of downplaying the guy's actions. That's not how I intend it. I just think, personally, it's kind of boring to levy criticism against somebody who's obviously, like, in the wrong. So, like, for me, it's kind of boring to, like, using the extreme example again, it's boring to be like, okay, Nazis, yeah, what they did was, like, awful. It was, like, so bad. And, like, the worst part about it is that, like, it was, like, just such an industrial scale, and it was just, like, a lot of these things. When I'm talking to people who I feel like already know that, the only time I actually start really getting into the minutia of, like, why the Nazis did was uniquely evil is when I hear people trying to downplay it, like, oh, yeah, those like the Holocaust was bad, but, like, there were other genocides in the 20th century that happened. So, like, why is all the media completely just focused on the Holocaust? It's like, well, it's kind of worthy of being uniquely focused on because none of the other genocides of the 20th century looked and operated like the Holocaust. The Holocaust is uniquely evil in a certain way. So I feel like it's worthy of concentrating on. But talking to somebody who already knows that, it's kind of boring to preface that the Nazis were committing the Holocaust and, like, get delving in super deep on that before I started also criticizing some of the what is it called, like, allied actions. So yeah. I feel like that's just an extreme example, though. I understand that there are a lot of people who would defend this guy, even though I don't think they should. So I understand how there might be a perception that I'm kind of downplaying what he says.
Like, no, I agree that, she probably could have communicated it.
Yeah, no,
she said
I'm not.
She cleaned up. It's just the way you were doing.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I'm just saying the reason why is because I feel like it's kind of boring to focus on something so obvious. However, I can also at the same time logically see why somebody would think that I'm uniquely going in on the woman, whereas I didn't focus hardly at all on the man. So I can see why it would contribute to a perception of me being, like, uniquely focused on the woman for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm saying, yeah, no, I get it. I could spend more time criticizing or going into the intricacies of, like, what he did and why they're wrong before I get into criticizing what I consider the more nuanced criticism. So that way it doesn't come across as me, like, uniquely attacking the woman.
Yeah.
I
get that.
Yeah, but yeah.
I guess I'm just, like, used to. I guess I'm used to Luke saying, stuff like this. So it's like,
Daniel.
Like, what? Oh, okay. I guess I'm used to Six saying stuff like this. Yeah. So I guess catch it as being bombastic since I'm used to him saying shit like, or not shit, just saying stuff like this.
Focusing in on the more nuanced aspect of something.
Yeah.
Sometimes in a bombastic way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, chat. Time to get into The Witcher.
The widget.
The widget.
The widget.
But if there's anything else you wanted to add, you could.
Oh, I
No,
was just gonna
she's
say.
done.
I'm done. Actually, true.
Thanks, Naniel.
Yeah. No, you're Naniel's Lord and Savior, but Naniel is my Lord and Savior. So when he says I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. But what were you gonna say, Bizal?
I was gonna say, like, some stories though, like I'm not saying this one specifically to you. I'm just saying that stories like in the future, sometimes there just is no deeper nuance, and you can just like I think it'd be like again, it's kind of awkward to say it like on stream, but like for like better content, instead of trying to think of something like a nuanced take on it, instead switch to thinking like how you can turn it into like a funny bit.
Yeah.
Instead.
You know, I find that there's a difference.
Being like a translator for Biza, she's saying, be funnier, please.
Please be funnier.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, God, please be funnier.
Yeah.
No, I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah. Direct translation, I just sent it in general.
No. No,
Please be funny.
I guess I just find it kind of boring to focus on certain aspects of the story as opposed to like the more interesting side. However, I find that there is a difference versus of like what I'm watching before stream. If I'm watching something more like academic related or like debate related, I tend to get more like nerd emoji about things rather than just like actual content creator about things.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
Maybe I just need to watch Wubby before stream.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, I think you need to do that probably.
Maybe I should watch Wubby as opposed to a Sarah Payne lecture before stream.
What?
Yeah, you should also, just listen even to one word from me because I'm literally the funniest in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel didn't come on until much later, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't able to talk with him.
Yeah, I was able to beat the nerd out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might need to do that right now.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Booper. But this is just how things have to be.
Oh, God. Oh. I need to nerd. Oh, Naniel's here with his bear cap.
His little bear cap.
Okay. Oh my God. Chat! Save me. Chat, I'm in need of saving. I'm being assaulted with a big idiot in a bear cap. Stop. Get the fuck out. Go get the ow. Fucking dick. I'm gonna fuck his ass later.
You're showing who his true alpha is.
Yup. Wait, what the fuck are you saying? Yup. Ha ha ha. Funny. Daniel's the funniest person I know. Yup.
Yeah, he is.
Ha ha ha.
Me too.
Such a funny guy.
Daniel
He's
is
a
the
little character.
funniest person I. Especially with his cute little bear cap. Too bad you can't see it, chat.
Yup.
But that's what OnlyFans is for.
Exactly. Okay. Come on. Oh. Oh my god. I was about to hit Pussy Roach.
Yeah, actually, fuck that guy.
Yeah, actually, fuck that guy, dog. Like, nah, dude. Fuck that
I
guy.
was just talking about somebody in the game.
Everything he
you know?
stands for.
I was just talking about someone in game.
Okay. That's right. The last time I watched this. Oh, God. I need to go turn the grass down.
Chat.
Grass density low. Foliage visibility range is high.
Wait, I need to go restroom.
Where's like the tree quality? Chat. Anybody know where the tree quality is?
Is it? Maybe it would be in grass density. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Maybe detail level?
Trees.
I don't think it would be in terrain quality.
What are you bitching about, the trees?
Because it fucks with the bitrate.
Well, then just do it one at a time while Bezos in the back.
Okay.
Fucking dipshit. Now, when I say that, I'm saying it as a constructive criticism, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you, dog.
Yeah, it's not being bombastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blur. Camera lens effect. Okay. Terrain quality low. I wish it would show me what it looks like.
Do you want a back rub as well? Yeah, Chad, I think
it doesn't look like it changed at all.
That brutal, intense, shouting match he got in with Bezos.
Uh-huh. Yup. What would happen if I turned this all the way down? Look at that gaggle of goofballs. I bet they're gonna try and attack me the second I walk out there.
Please.
I'm gonna have to get retard bolt ready. Oh my god.
Alright.
Alright, well, I guess the texture's good enough. My god.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I think 6 needs a back rub, but after that intense shouting match he got
Oh
in
my
with
god.
Yeah.
You finally used my actual name. For
I
once during the stream. For once during the stream.
I
oh
did
my
like
god.
2 times just a few minutes ago.
Oh my god, chat. He actually said my name right. Oh my god, chat.
Oh, Nana. What's my name?
Well, yeah, I did.
Alright,
I
let's go
called
see
you
if these guys
asshole.
want to attack me.
I called you an asshole a few minutes ago.
You white one, look like you got soused last night.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's your true name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naniel, you're a fucking putrid loser in a non-bombastic way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kind of
well,
right.
like, yeah, you called
Yeah.
my name, what?
Oh, God. Okay, what the fuck am I even doing?
You're gonna go look for some guy.
Family matters. I gotta go talk to the Baron? What?
Yeah, he just found out the massacre that you did in his like, town.
Oh, the Bloody Baron.
They call him the Bloody Baron because every time he gets his boy period, he doesn't clean up after himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Real unfortunate.
Lightning
That's
strike.
irresponsible.
Oh my God, look. I knew this was gonna happen. They haven't been practicing fire safety. Oh my God.
Man.
No. No!
I'm sorry, Gayrot.
This can't be.
That's it, Roach.
Roach, you pussy.
Yeah, that's its name after all, Pussy Roach.
You're right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Faster.
What are you doing here, you dumb idiot?
Idiot.
Castle's on fire!
Wow.
He's like, my God.
My God. What have you people done? This is what happens when you ignore fire safety.
Good thing Gayrot's been preparing for this for a long, long time now.
Gayrot's been ready for this. Open your door! Open your door!
Open up!
Isn't there an easier way to get in?
Yeah, but it's gonna trigger a cutscene. I want to get in there and explore without triggering a cutscene.
This is how you got
Why?
it
What's
last
gonna
time.
happen in the cutscene?
I don't know. I got in around here
If you
somewhere.
couldn't tell, Six has commitment issues, unfortunately.
No,
Oh my
now
God.
you're stuck.
I think I'm stuck. I see. I've been in this
Yeah, you
predicament
did.
before.
Looks like rain.
Fuck.
You're like a little fly trying to get into somebody's like, drink.
Oh my God. They're trying to kill me. A little fly trying to get into somebody's drink. Where was it? Oh my God.
The soda can opening was here somewhere.
It's like they're trying to keep me out.
You know, these walls and these spikes aren't very friendly, you know.
Oh my god, was there seriously
How else
just
is
a...
this fire team supposed to help?
Oh my god, it's not very accessible up here. On God, on God. It's not very wheelchair accessible.
Oh God, that's another safety issue I'm gonna have to take up
What the
with
fuck?
the fire marshal.
It's another report to the fire marshal, unfortunately.
Just has to be done.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Maybe it was over here. Actually, I think it was. It was one of these locations. Riveting content.
True.
This is what speedrunners have to do every second of the day to make sure they get like 1 millisecond extra speed on their like completion.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe it was back around the other way. Oh my god. They're trying to kill me. They're calling the fire marshal, but I'm already here.
You don't, guys. Stop freaking out. The fire marshal's here.
The fire brigade is already here. What are you guys bitching about?
Go back to the original spot. This is like bug POV, bro.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be killed.
You're gonna kill me. Or kill them.
This is insane. Oh my god. If there's an invisible barrier there.
Don't worry, chat. The autism will fade.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Oh my god.
Unspecified date.
It put me in the drink. Oh well. Actually, I still have this. Oh my god, they blocked it again. How the fuck did they re-block it? That's fucked up.
You need to get yourself wet so that way you're more protected against fire.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let me up there. I gotta be up there. Put me in, coach. Oh my god. They're killing me. Oh my god. Are you telling me Gayrot can't hold on to the side of a hill like a lizard? Like a gecko? That's fucked up.
Gecko.
I see it. I see the way. Oh my god, there's an invisible wall. Do you see this, chat? I'm being lied to.
You're being
Oh my
cornered
god.
and controlled. The game's trying to control.
I'm being controlled right now. wait. Oh my god. It's like an impenetrable fortress.
If only there was an easy way to get in.
Oh my god. If only there was an easier way. How did I get in before?
I can try and look.
Oh my god. I'm just getting further outside of the town.
Yeah, you are.
How is this real life? How am I losing?
Sorry, Gayrot. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
What? There's no way.